Let's talk intuitively about what a pattern, what a prompt is doing, and how the patterns in the prompt sort of tap into the capabilities of a large language model. And I think looking at some examples will help to give you a sense of how your prompts are really affecting and eliciting different behaviors from the underlying large language model that you're interacting with. So let's take a look at this example. I want to start off by talking about pattern. Pattern's really important. Remember, as we talked about, large language models are trained to basically predict the next word. They're constantly trying to predict the next word based on what came before. So you give it a sentence and it's trying to predict the next word. And then it's taking that and adding it and trying to predict the next word, and over and over and over. And so it was trained on large pieces of the internet trying to predict the next sentence. So one of the things that it's learning to do is to recognize patterns that tell it what the next word should be. That's basically what it's doing. Now, this is a really simple example of this concept. I'm going to tell ChatGPT, complete the story, and I start with, Mary had a little, and I stop. Now, if you know the nursery rhyme, it's Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And you can imagine that this story showed up over and over and over and over in the data that ChatGPT was trained on. So when I say Mary had a little, that is a very powerful pattern that ChatGPT has seen many, many, many times. And so it immediately tries to pick up with lamb, its fleece is white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. So that pattern was seen so many times that ChatGPT, when I put in the first part of it, it immediately responds with the next part of the sentence. It knows where to pick up. So one thing we have to think about is, if we know the right patterns, if we can tap into things that the model has been trained on and seen over and over and over again, we'll be more likely to not only get a consistent response, so we're going to consistently get a particular completion of Mary had a little because it's been seen so many times in the training data. We're going to get more consistency, but we're also going to more likely get a particular sort of ability to tap into it, to unlock it. Like if we want a particular behavior, we want to have the right pattern that we're tapping into. Now, let's look at what happens if we change the pattern a bit. And so I say, rather than, Mary had a little, I say, complete this story. A girl named Mary had a microscopic. Now, this isn't the pattern that it was trained on anymore, right? And